Hey everybody, thanks for joining in. Let's talk about last night's game, if that's what you want to call it, between the Jets and the Cleveland Browns. I want to tell you something right now. Like every time I watch that football team, you expect them not to be very good, but some games they're good. Some games that like against the Washington last week, they somehow came out and won. I know a lot of those points they had in the beginning were more or less kind of gimme points. Washington kept messing up. They were clearly just not playing ball until Jacoby Brissett came in. But anyway, like last night's game, I was thinking, well, they got the wide receiver out, Cleveland Browns, the Amari Cooper's out, and you think the Jets maybe can hang in there. And the game starts out, Joe Flacco and the Browns, they march right down the field without any problem, score a touchdown. Okay, great, here we go. And the Jets turn around and get the ball, and they march on. The drive looked really good. I was thinking, well, Simeon looks pretty good. I mean, the Browns' defense is top-notch defense. I think they're even higher up there than the Jets' defense is. So you're thinking, well, maybe we're going to make a game of this. And after that, that was it. That was it. I don't even know where to start to go over what last night's game. But let's go ahead and start out with the defense. Now, they looked like a defense that didn't want to play. I lost count on how many missed tackles there were. They had three interceptions, or they dropped four maybe. I lost count on those too. But the missed tackles last night were killing me with that team. I couldn't believe it. Like guys were running around them, like they weren't even trying. They clearly looked like they were checked out of the game last night. The defense, there's no question about that. They weren't playing. And they made Joe Flacco look like the second coming of Tom Brady. I mean, this is Joe Flacco. I'm not saying he's bad, but my God, he looked like Tom Brady last night. He had 296 yards passing in the first half. And I believe in the second half, the Browns took their foot off the pedal, because I think they could have made this a lot worse than it was. The defense started to play a little bit better in the second half, but the penalties that they're getting and the missed tackles last night was just absolutely just sad to watch. The offense, the Jets' offense, other than the first drive, they were terrible. They did their typical one touchdown a game thing. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't get out of their own way. My God, at one time they had a penalty for 12 men in the huddle. 12 men in the huddle. That's high school stuff. That's pop league stuff there. What 12? I couldn't believe 12 men in a fourth down and 6. You know what they got? They delay a game. On a 4th and 6, they were going to go for it, so they end up punting. Punting on a 4th and 6, they were going for, but yet the clock ran out. How do you even do that? Even Morstead last night, he had a punt last night that was just he didn't even look like he was on. I don't even know. Sometimes it's hard to know where to begin with this team. They look so bad, like they don't even belong in the National Football League. They don't even belong wearing uniforms. They look like some sort of a bush league team that you'd go maybe play flag football with on Saturday or something with your friends. And I can't understand it either. Like let's move on to the coaching aspect of this. Now, this, in my opinion, is the biggest problem the Jets have. The coaching is absolutely horrendous. Robert Saleh, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure everybody likes him. He's one of the fellas. But at the end of the day, Robert Saleh is not a head coach. He completely looks lost out there. He's never doing, when things go well, he's high-fiving his guys when they come off the field. When things go bad, he doesn't know what to do. He looks like he's not sure that it happened, or how am I supposed to react to this? But he's high-fiving guys when they do something good, when a play goes well. And even when referees, and they are terrible, they missed a call last night on Garrett Wilson that was clearly pass interference. I didn't see Robert Saleh doing anything. He didn't seem like he was bitching, complaining. He just kind of hums it. And I understand that's just how it works, I guess. I mean, the coaching on this team to me is probably 90% of the problem. How the offensive line coach has a job, I don't know. Mekhi Becton is got to go. This guy is to the point now where he's getting beat by every defensive lineman in the league. Beats him. I think he's leading the league in sacks allowed, pressures allowed. If he's not, he's right up there in the top 2. I mean, this guy is terrible. He can't block. He's slow. He gets off the ball slow. He's, like I said, he's getting beat by every defender in the National Football League now on everybody's team. He's getting beat. And the rest of the with the exception of Joe Tippmann, our rookie center, he's the best offensive lineman we got on this team, and he's a rookie. The rest of the guys are just absolutely terrible. I don't know how anybody on this team has even had the coaching has a job. But let's go back to Robert Saleh here. Where is all this all gas, no break, all this rah-rah stuff that we got in Hard Knocks and when he got hired? I don't see any of this stuff. I see a guy who looks lost. He looks like he doesn't know what to do, and he doesn't know what to do. Now, let's go on to his Aaron Rodgers pal there, Nathaniel Hackett. This guy does not deserve a job. He shouldn't even be working in the National Football League. He is absolutely terrible. Sean Payton was right, wasn't he? When he told us all, I'm telling you, this guy, he stinks. And he stinks. This guy is just terrible. The play calls, whatever kind of schemes he's got going are just, I don't know where it even comes from, where he's learning. And I'll tell you something right now, too, is watching the Jets last night and watching the coaching staff just seems so kind of, they already know they're coming back next year. They're not. There's not a threat of them losing their jobs. Saleh knows he got the okay from Woody Johnson. He's coming back. Joe Douglas is coming back. Hackett's coming back. They're all coming back. They're not going anywhere. They look to me like, well, who cares? We're coming back next year. We're not losing our jobs. They know they're not losing their jobs next year. They're coming back and they know it. This team looks like it. Every game they're out coached. They're out hustled. The offense is, there's teams out there that have got way worse than the Jets do. They're on their third and fourth string quarterbacks. Look at the Cleveland Browns. But no, not the Jets though. They go from bad to worse. So, and Aaron Rodgers is going to fix this. I don't understand anybody, any Jet fan who is having a pipe dream that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back next year and this is all going to be fixed. This is going to be, man, we're good. We're making a Super Bowl run. With this team, there are so many players away from even making the playoffs. The AFC is stacked with teams. I don't think, and I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for this, but I don't think even Aaron Rodgers, a 40-year-old quarterback coming off a major injury, is going to come back and lead this team to the playoffs. I'd be surprised if they do. And if they do, they're going to eke into a wild card and get their asses beat by Bills or Dolphins or Chiefs or any one of the other AFC teams, Baltimore Ravens. You think that this team right now let's put Aaron Rodgers on this team. You're telling me they can get past those teams that I just mentioned? They can't. They're not going to be able to get past those teams. There's no fucking way they're going to get past those teams. And so we need almost a whole restructured front line. That's how bad it is. And we need a number 2 wide receiver. Garrett Wilson is awesome. Breece Hall is awesome. But these are two guys. Other than that, we have nothing. Devontae Adams is going to come to the Jets now because Aaron Rodgers wants him. Okay, we'll see. Is that going to matter? If the Jets, and we're going to draft a front line, an offensive lineman, 4 or 5, whatever pick we get now because we're whatever spot we end up in. Everybody knows draft picks are crapshoots. We know that. You could get the best offensive lineman out of college. He might stink. He may get hurt in the first game or in preseason or in a practice game. Like this happens to the Jets all the time. So then what? What's the backup? They didn't do shit to back up the offensive line this year. They did absolutely nothing. And this is why we're in the trouble we're in right now. So you think Aaron Rodgers coming back here is going to make a difference? I got a terrible feeling right now that this Aaron Rodgers trade, as much as I enjoyed it like every other Jet fan, I was fist pumping my friends. I say, hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet, man. Awesome. I got a feeling, and I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But that this trade with Rodgers is going to come back to bite the Jets. I got a feeling this is going to set this team back 3 or 4 years. Because who here really thinks Rodgers is going to play another 2-3 years? Come on, man. He may want to, but I don't think so. I don't think he's going to. I think next year, if he doesn't take this team to the playoffs next year, I don't think he comes back the year after. I think that'll be the end. And then what are we going to do? We all know we're getting rid of Zach Wilson. He's already run his stint here in New York. Whether he's going to be good or not in another team, I hope he is. But we'll never see it here because he's going to be gone. So what are we going to get? Jacoby Brissett, Ryan Tannehill. Is that our future? Those guys when Rodgers retires? Or we're going to draft a kid in the 4th or 5th round? Hope he ends up being like a Brock Purdy or something like that, which happens more rare than the number 1 or number 2 pick working out. So I just have a hunch. I have a feeling. Hope I'm wrong, but I think this Aaron Rodgers trade is going to come back and bite us on the ass. Something fierce. It's going to set this team back 2-3 years. And then what happens in another season after next? When Brees Hall wants his money, Garrett Wilson wants his money, Sauce Gardner. What do you think those guys are going to do? They're going to stick around with this organization? This organization is built on losing. Their whole culture is losing, and nothing is changing it. It doesn't seem like anything's changing it. And what are we doing next year? We're going to run it right back with the same coaching staff, same guys. You know why? Because Aaron Rodgers is going to come here and save the day. That's why. Aaron Rodgers is going to save this team. I can't understand it. For the life of me, I don't understand it. Woody Johnson, he just cares about money, raising ticket prices, other bullshit he does in the stadium, and nothing else matters because this fan base is so sick and tired of this crap. And this watching the team last night come out there and play with no urgency and not even any respect. I don't even care if they lose. At this point, I'm watching the game with a couple of my friends last night. And we don't even care if they lose, but it looked competitive. Look like you're trying. When you come out there and just embarrass yourselves on national television again, I think 3 out of the 4 games, however many they had, they embarrassed themselves, except for the one Monday night game that they won against Buffalo, the start of the season. Every other game was just an embarrassment. I mean, you even got the announcers making fun of them, cracking jokes at them. It's so embarrassing. Like, come out there and have some pride, fellas. If you're going to lose, lose. But at least look like you went down with a fight. Last night was just another instance of the Jets just being the Jets, embarrassing their fans, embarrassing themselves, and walking off the field probably laughing in the locker room as they cash those grossly overrated paychecks that they all get. I mean, it's just terrible to watch, man. So, listen, I hope everybody has a happy new year. Hope you guys all had a good Christmas. Have a happy new year, and I'll be talking to you again soon. We got a lot to talk about this team. They've got a lot of holes in it. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to fill all the holes this team has, and I just hope this doesn't come back to bite the Jets. But anyway, everybody have a happy and safe new year, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Bye now.